Something tells me you've been missing speed, altitude, and adrenaline for a while. If I'm right, you're in the right place, because we have a selection of mind-blowing aviation moments waiting for you. This plane looks completely ordinary until this moment. Yes, it's a propeller plane with booster rockets, and it's as incredible as it sounds. The pilot of this plane must have skipped physics class at school. Not because he was a bad student, but because he knew he would break all the rules as soon as he got behind the controls. It seems this guy didn't put his phone in airplane mode. Or does it not work like that? It's no secret that nighttime air shows are more spectacular with all the pyrotechnics and smoke. But just look at this amazing angle. It's hard to know what this propeller plane pilot had in mind, but he was dangerously close to giving the camera operator a free haircut. Wait, didn't they say there were several jets at this air show? There's only one. Be careful. The propellers of the C-130 have a hypnotic power that could make you subscribe to our channel. Here's another incredible example of rotor tip vortices, but some will say that someone threw toilet paper on the helicopter blades. Let's hope he doesn't think propeller planes are boring or outdated because they can perform maneuvers that no action plane can match. Relax. Even though the sky seems like total chaos, all the pilots have spent hundreds of hours practicing to make it look effortless and completely safe. What do you do if your plane breaks down and you're flying over mountains with not a soul in sight? For this professional pilot, the answer was clear. Good thing he had a parachute within reach. There is nothing that scares pilots more than barely visible power lines when flying low. Fortunately, this time no one was injured. Today you're in luck, because you'll be able to witness up close the low-speed maneuvers of an F-16 and the ejection of a flare. It's not every day you see a World War II plane in the air, and witnessing the moment of its pilot is even rare. Fortunately, no one was injured. What could be more thrilling than a low pass of an F-35? He's the only one who can do it at supersonic speed. The B-Speedit has been around for 2 decades, but it still gives spectators chills as if they were seeing a UFO. Wondering what it's like to perform stunts at high speed? Hop into the cockpit with this professional by subscribing to our videos. Not every day can you witness a technical demonstration of the United States Air Force and feel the raw power of the turbojet engines of an F-16. True love is a MiG-17 pilot racing with his girlfriend in her Lamborghini Huracan. The average length of an aircraft carrier's runway is only 200 meters, so the fighters have very little time to reach takeoff speed. Fortunately, that's all the engines need. Another reason why helicopters are amazing. When you're underneath one, you don't need an umbrella. If you've never seen an F-111 perform a down bomb, then what have you been doing online all these years? Better subscribe to our channel so you never miss something like this. I present to you the Mi-26, a 36 meters giant and the best cargo helicopter in the world. It can lift up to 20 tons, which is impressive considering it weighs 28 tons itself. In conditions of thick fog, visibility can drop below 100 meters, so pilots rely almost exclusively on instruments. Now imagine the creativity needed to perform a takeoff like this line F under those conditions. Landing on the icy surfaces of winter requires more space to brake. So on this ultra-short runway in Portugal, the pilot had no chance. Fortunately, everyone came out unscathed. The best place for an ad or a love note, somewhere visible from any point in the city. Tell us in the comments if you can figure out what these pilots wrote in the sky. Do these guys love making the most of their time? Or how else do you explain this takeoff with the plane still being loaded? If the ear show announcer hadn't mentioned that the Migolf was flying, the audience might have thought a missile was zooming near them. Obviously, only true professionals can be that synchronized when flying. But what do you call a team that can land with such perfect coordination? Megaminds. Don't miss this unique opportunity to see how one plane overtakes another plane from another plane. Don't show this to Tom Cruise, or he'll feel compelled to perform an even wilder stunt for the next Top Gun movie. Get a pilot's perspective on what it's like to refuel a fighter jet in the air. That skill doesn't deserve a like. This air race ended before it began, when one pilot's plane slipped into the blind spot of his opponent. Fortunately, only the planes were damaged. It's time for the serious stuff. Get ready to be amazed as a B-plane conducts a bombing test over the desert near the Point Bovo military base. It seems some fighter pilots decided flying under bridges wasn't enough, so they started driving under them. Bet he just left the gas station. Did you know Marines have their own water park version? They use a Gouache 60 black hub instead of slide. The lower a firefighting plane drops water, the more likely it is to extinguish a forest fire on the first try. But it also has a higher chance of getting tangled in a tree. Just a heads up. While observing this pilot's work, you might start to doubt the existence of dams and rock. Entering a spin is already a disaster for most pilots, and this guy had the bad luck of losing a propeller on top of it. Good thing he handled it like a champ. This is how vortex tests were conducted in the rooms at NASA's Langley Research Center in the 1970s. You'd have to be very lucky to see one of the lowest and fastest flybys ever caught on camera, or just be subscribed to our channel. It seems that this pilot had no choice but to risk a water landing right next to a crowded beach. It's hard to believe, but he emerged unscathed from the impact. It is believed that screamers only appear in horror movies, but get ready to change your mind. Observe the raw power of the F-18's jet engines as they perform low-altitude maneuvers over the ground. Let's admit it, images of planes emerging from clouds or fog should already be considered pure art. Do you understand the enormous power of the Typhoon? Remember that it can dry a wet runway in seconds. During takeoff, this monster consumes 2,700 liters of fuel per hour. Did you think I was joking about the screamers? Think again. The Red Bull Air Race Championships always bring a lot of adrenaline, but even professional pilots sometimes find it overwhelming, like in this case. It seems someone forgot they weren't in their Prius and tried to park as close as possible to the airport hangar. And yes, only their job prospects have been affected. The Red Arrows can be proud of themselves. 57 years later, their impressive piloting video is still going viral. I have to explain why this beach is so popular among aviation enthusiasts. You could train your whole life, but this helicopter will still dance Blacktown better than you. Good news, it's empty. Being this incredible smoke-filled flight, it's hard to know who's enjoying the ride more, the spectators or the pilot. I'm not sure what they're serving the airport workers for lunch, but these legends are actually pushing a passenger plane due to a shortage of cranes. But show this video to anyone who thinks remote-controlled aviation is just for kids. When a forest fire occurs near a tourist beach, vacationers should prepare for the appearance of a new creature in the water, a CL-415 water bomber. Machines can always fail, regardless of a pilot's experience. And this airshow incident could have ended much worse if the rudder had been in the hands of a less skilled pilot. Good thing this one is a true professional. When your plane only offers one working wheel upon landing, the only thing you can rely on is your skill. Luckily, this pilot had more than enough to keep everyone safe. The power of the F-111 is so intense that it seems ready to launch directly into another galaxy. How do you change the wheel of a helicopter without a jack? The answer is on your screen. If any local plan to show off a yacht to the tourists today, they should apologize to the pilot of this carrier for stealing the spotlight. When one hears heavy bomber, the last thing they expect is for it to roar by its supersonic speed. But that's the Rockwell T Lancer. If a non-firefighting Mi-117 is brought in to tackle a forest fire, rest assured the flames won't last all day. Are you wondering why the Airbus leaves such a trail in the sky? Just look at how much fuel it burns per hour. 2,700 hours. This could be the most intense video of the day, showing a professional pilot practicing how to recover an aircraft from a spin. You've probably seen incredible aviation videos lately, but you surely haven't witnessed a firefighting operation with 5 planes like this. To be a top-notch pilot, it's not enough to know how to fly. You have to handle a wind that's never on your side. This could be the most impressive high-speed turn you've ever seen from a jet. Prove me wrong in the comments. Do you think you have confidence? Remember, this guy was trying to hold onto the wing of a plane after forgetting to set the handbrake. Have you ever seen a plane break in half during landing without any injuries? Well, now you have. This is everything you need to know about the amazing capability of the F-22, which can literally stop in midair. Normally, vacation memories start after the plane lands, but not for these passengers. Good news, they landed safe and sound. It is the 115-ton Boeing 7879 Dreamliner, and even the most experienced pilots would be astonished at what it is capable of doing in this video. Upon seeing this turn of the Su-37, it is clear that the pilot has taken his flying skills to a completely new level. Cargo planes are the only solution when your goods are in the middle of the mountains, unreachable by truck. But even they have risks. Luckily, there was no one in the helicopter being transported. But no aviation anecdote compares to a plane out of control right above a crowd. The next time you choose a window seat, think twice. You might enjoy these views. Good thing the plane landed without incident. With all the action at this intersection, drivers don't need their morning coffee to stay awake. I wonder if they find this pilot for parking in the wrong site. Prepare to witness one of the most impressive power lofts in the history of aviation, performed by none other than the F-22 Raptor. For the United States Air Force, no place is out of reach. Their highly maneuverable C-17 cargo planes can deliver anything anywhere. Here's one of the reasons why pilots love their job. Even a view as impressive as this looks even better from the cockpit. Seeing two fighter jets training over the canyon is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This beach may not be the best for swimming, but it's always crowded. I wonder why that is. Just so you know, if you see the silhouette of a helicopter deploying special forces on your way home, it might be a good night to take a different route. Nowadays, many impressive aviation videos have been seen, but watching the CL-415 scoop up water in mid-flight to fight fires is something else. You have probably seen an F-18 in action, but watching these jet beasts take off is an uncommon spectacle. Fighter pilots are trained to fly as close to the ground as possible to stay off enemy radars. But this guy seems determined to disappear from radars altogether. Friends, get ready for the most impressive team video of today. It's hard to imagine the amount of practice you needed to achieve this level of precision. Are you wondering how much it costs to repair a passenger plane? Ask the driver of this truck. He will remember the amount for a long time. Witnessing a fighter jet break the sound barrier right above your head, that's pure luck. And before your eyes, this 200-ton Airbus struggles against the first headwind. To take off, it seems like it might need a second attempt. This is what happens when a plane doesn't stop in time on the runway. Fortunately, only the airline's insurance suffered damage. And this could be the future of propeller aviation. Foldable wings that allow a plane to transform into a helicopter in mid-flight. This complex takeoff maneuver using the tail is one that most pilots attempt only once in their career, because after that, their career is usually over. Very few untrained pilots could regain control after losing it so close to the ground. But you can breathe easy. This is a training exercise precisely for these situations. Observe the quick reflexes of this pilot when a flock of birds appears on the takeoff. Imagine seeing a Boeing 747 crossing a road bridge. Would you dare to pass under this 200-ton giant? Just thinking about the precise moment and the necessary conditions to capture this impressive shot makes my head spin. You've probably seen many wing-to-wing flights, but let's admit it, none compared to this one. Flights are often delayed due to wind, as the pilot may need several attempts to land safely. These pilots fly so close together that you would think they have real-life checkpoints for when things go wrong. We are not sure how many decades of experience this DMI pilot has, but one thing is certain for him: flying seems easier than breathing. The next time you feel frustrated by a flight delay due to light rain, watch this video to see how quickly it can turn into a downpour. You know a flight is unforgettable when you hear the captain say, "If you look right." You'll see Flight 198 challenging us to a race. At this traffic light, everyone seems to be waiting on green in hopes of capturing an incredible landing moment. I'm not sure how it happened, but the passengers on this airport bus almost had the chance to board a plane directly from it. A low pass from a fighter jet is incredible, but 3 in a matter of seconds. That's the next level. Wait, when the air traffic controller says the plane went off the radar, it means it crashed into the bushes. The last thing a pilot expects when landing is a surprised face looking at him from the cockpit of the plane in front of him. What are the odds that these pilots have flood insurance for their planes? Quite a few houses, I'd say. Warp, speed, precision are all synonymous with this amazing low pass of the Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker at the London Air Show. And this helicopter pilot is undoubtedly the reason for your surprised face today. It is a Spitfire from World War II, and now you'll see where it gets its name from, because it literally spits fire. This landing was a true test of skill and concentration for the pilot. Fortunately, not even an engine fire prevented this professional from landing safely. Imagine coming home and seeing this on your roof. Share your first reaction in the comments. And now watch as an Air India Boeing 747 begins its final flight with an unusual wing wave maneuver. Is it a bird? A missile? No, it's a performance by a team of specialists that will leave you speechless. Moments like these make me wish I lived near a military base. Luckily, those who do share incredible videos of the F-22 flying over their houses. No, we haven't slowed down this video. This 4-propeller solar-powered plane is in no hurry. Don't worry, this mechanic is a true professional and knows his job. But seeing him so close to those spinning blades, I can barely breathe. That's all for today, but while you sign up for pilot training, tell us in the comments which tip impressed you the most. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. Until next time.